Thank you, my dear friends. And it's so wonderful to see so many of you taking interest in making a difference in the society. Before we can make any impact amongst our friends or family members or even community at large, we have to be practical. Many a times our voice of the heart often gets overrun by the impulsive desires that we all carry in our hearts. How to become aware of those impulsive desires and crush them for the sake of personal good. This has always been a challenge, not only of this time, but it has always been a challenge ever since. That's the nature of human being, to choose the least resistant path of devolution. Going down the hill is easier because that takes no effort. Going through entropy, you don't need any effort. Entropy sets in once the external energy is not supplied for the stability of any system. For any system to even remain stable or improve, it needs some level of energy input. And that energy input means an effort, scares all of us. We don't want to invest so much of time in our own improvement, and that is a real tragedy. Not just of these times, as I was saying, it has always been like that. And it will remain like that. The whole nature, the entire universe is constructed on this principle. If you have the energy principle, and if you have really understood it, and we all have resources which are infinite, we have to make use of them wisely. And as we meditate more and more energy will be available, resources will be available at our disposal, how to make use of them. Nature, once nature sees that such and such an individual is an authentic person, it opens up all her resources very generously. It also does not stop you from doing wrong thing. That is the beauty of nature, because nature gives you entire freedom. If you want to destroy yourself, nature will not interfere. Nature is not going to cut off your hand and say stop smoking weeds or stop taking drugs. But this is not the only addiction that we suffer today. There are multiple levels of addictions. As many human beings are there, that many levels of addictions are present. But broadly speaking, hardcore drugs, alcohol, smoking, what else? Porn, sex. Sex can also be an addiction. Digital. Am I missing out anything? It's all driving us towards more and more dopamine in the system. You have one dose of something, it increases the dopamine level in the brain. The same dose will not produce the same amount of dopamine. So we have to take more of that drug to have more of dopamine, to have more of pleasure. And this never ends. And a time comes you are fully fried. As they say, your brain has now become an omelette. You cannot help it change anymore after that. I will not go on speaking much because you all are wise individuals. But before you indulge in any drug activity, any sort of addiction that I have mentioned just now, think very seriously and ask yourself a question. Fast forward your life and you turn, let us say you are now 90 years of age, right? And you have about half a dozen or dozen grandchildren in front of you. They're all teenagers like yourself. Would you give them your credit card and cash? That, my dear grandchild, go have fun, take some drugs. Would you do that? That should answer you a lot of questions.